Low flow pole routine. Here is a little flowy routine with some of my favourite low flow pole moves. I'd say this is an intermediate level routine, as some of the little hand movements and pulls and pushes are quite intricate. The last move is an advanced move, but I have an easier option if you want it as well. Make sure you have warmed up and that you're injury free before trying out this flow. Only try moves that are appropriate for your level. For this routine, you have to have a nice strong pole background and make sure you are strong in your outside step and pirouette before trying this one. Start on your tiptoes, side onto the pole with your inside hand, thumb up nice and high, and you're going to pull. Step inside, outside, inside. Take your outside leg all the way around the pole in a nice big circle before bending through the inside leg. Step your outside foot down to the floor and then lift up your inside leg to finish your outside step. Hopefully this bit feels easy because you've done it a million times already. Take your free hand, the same hand as your standing leg, thumb down across your body on the back of the pole, and you're going to push. This hand comes about hip height on the pole, and at the same time as this hand comes low and pushes, you're going to kick the lifted leg around behind you to come into your pirouette. As you pirouette, rotate the top hand, so the back of the hand comes on the pole and then the palm comes on the pole. So you have two changes here, so the back of the hand comes on the pole and then the palm comes on. At the same time, bend the lifted leg so this foot comes towards the opposite side knee. That's just to make sure that you don't bash the pole in a second or two. Take your outside hand, thumb up on the pole at about armpit height, but keep the spin going. Your bent leg is going to push behind the pole so you don't bash it, and you're going to pull with the bottom arm so you can keep turning in that pirouette. You should find that the hip of the straight leg comes into the pole, but keep going backwards until you feel you can't go backwards any further. So you're still pulling with both hands and you still have your inside foot on the floor. When you're ready to turn back, lead with the bent knee. So that bent knee is going to push forwards and you're going to turn back the way you came. This knee comes away from the pole. You swivel on your standing leg and then it comes between your standing leg and the pole. And now take your stomach onto the pole. You're pulling with both arms, your inside stomach grip is on the pole and your inside leg is your lifted leg. Ideally, the movement would still keep going. So you take your outside hand, your bottom hand off the pole and take it fingers down nice and low on the pole and you're going to lightly push. At the same time, keep the lifted leg moving away from the pole, leading with the knee, and as soon as you've turned away from the pole, you're going to straighten up this lifted leg and place it down on the floor. You should have your head and shoulders in front of the pole and your arch through your back so your butt is slightly sticking out. Keep pulling with the top arm as you lift your inside leg, which is your back leg, and you're going to try and take this foot behind your outside foot. Slide this outside foot along the floor or just slightly off the floor and slide all the way down until your butt comes to the floor. I really loosen the grip in the bottom arm in particular, so this arm isn't really doing much, and if you don't need it, you can actually keep this bottom arm off the pole the whole time. And the top arm stays pulling, but you do have to loosen the grip so you can slide. Keep on the tiptoe of your outside leg as this creates a really pretty shape. When you've reached the floor, take your bottom hand to the floor with the palm down and you're going to push. And take your outside knee, the lifted knee in front of you, keeping it bent so you can lounge on the floor for a little bit. This is a nice little moment to pause, take a few breaths and then carry on. We're going to turn back into the pole, so keep pulling with the top arm. Take the foot of the bent leg behind the straight leg, and as you pass the straight leg, bend this leg foot to bum. So both knees are bent. Keep your big toes together and open the knees up nice and wide, and then start to roll towards the pole. Here you can stay on your tiptoes or the back of your feet, whichever you prefer. As you finish the roll, bring both knees together and lift your bum up so you're now sitting on your heels. Keep your top hand on the pole the whole time, and your outside hand should naturally move around you. Take your outside hand in a cup grip with your thumb pointing down really low as you can possibly take it on the pole. Take the same shoulder as your bottom hand towards the floor. So my left hand is lowest, so I'm going to look at this left hand and take my left shoulder onto the floor. Keep your bum as high as possible, change your top hand into a cup grip and bring it a little lower so it's about hip height. Push through your bottom leg and lift your top leg, which is the same side as your top hand. Preferably keep this leg straight, but if you need to bend it slightly so you don't kick the pole, that's fine as well. Take this lifted leg up and over the pole, and as you do, allow yourself to roll onto your back. So you're no longer just on one shoulder, you've tucked your head chin to chest so you're looking up at the ceiling, and your shoulders are fully on the floor. Lift both feet off the floor and keep your hips really high, and slide your hands so that they're closer together. You should now feel that you can pull with your hands, both of which are in a cup grip. We're going to come through a few little leg waves here. Bring one leg towards the same side shoulder, and as you do, keep it bent. At the same time, push the opposite leg away from you, keeping it straight. And now we're going to reverse it. So the straight leg bends and comes towards the same side shoulder, while the other leg pushes away, and then reverse. You always have one leg moving towards you and one leg moving away from you. The leg that's coming towards you is always bent, and the leg moving away is always straight. When you've done as many leg waves as you want to, and if you don't like leg waves, by the way, you can cut them out, take the same leg as your bottom hand really high on the pole. This leg stays really straight, and you're going to sickle the foot onto the pole. Take your top hand off the pole and place the palm down on the floor underneath your bent leg. You're then going to straighten this bent leg and start to look towards the foot and try to take the back of this foot on the floor. Keep your sickled foot pushing into the pole the whole time and keep the leg closest to the floor, touching the floor if you can reach it. Look towards this leg so you come onto the same side shoulder as the leg that's on the floor. As you push the leg on the floor away from you, you should find that you start to swivel through your shoulders and your head starts to look from the foot to the pole and then away from the pole. When you feel that you've moved as far as your body will let you move, bend your top foot towards your bum and then finish the slide out. So the leg on the floor keeps moving away from you. Bring both knees together and then straighten out both legs so you're lying on the floor. Keep the hand on the pole the whole time, but you can move it up and down if you need to. You should feel a little bit twisted in this position, where your body is slightly turned towards the pole. We're going to do a little zombie roll here. You want to reverse the movement that your head just did. So you're going to look at the pole, tuck your head chin to chest, come onto your outside shoulder, and then come onto both shoulders. Now, as you tuck your head chin to chest, you want to slide your feet in towards you. As you slide your feet, lift your hips as high as you comfortably can. So you can pull with the hand on the pole and you can push with the hand that's on the floor. As long as you're tucking your head chin to chest, you should feel that you naturally slide into a pike position. So your bum lifts, you're looking chin to chest, the feet keep moving and your bum slides over your head. So your hips and shoulders should roughly be in line now. Lift up your inside leg and hook back behind the knee, and don't worry, you don't need loads of grip on this knee. Change your bottom hand to a thumb up grip. This next movement is relatively quick. Circle your straight leg away from the pole to give you that momentum. Let's just focus on the outside leg. So the outside leg stays straight, it circles away from the pole. As it comes back into the pole, you're going to hook back behind the knee. Let's focus on the bent leg. The bent leg stays bent the whole time until your hips face the pole, and as soon as your hips face the pole, you're going to straighten up this leg, take it off the pole, and then hook back behind the knee. Let's focus on the inside arm. The inside arm is currently thumb up. As your outside leg sweeps away from the pole, you want to take your elbow the other side of the pole so it's not going to get trapped on the pole. As soon as your hips face the pole, you take this bottom hand off. And lastly, let's focus on the outside hand. The outside hand is away from the pole. As you turn your hips to face the pole, it's going to come thumb up between your legs and you're going to pull. So in this position, you're still swiveling on your bum. To finish the movement, hook your bottom leg back behind the knee and lean your body away from the pole. Bring both hands onto the pole, so the same hand as your bottom leg is lowest and the same hand as the top leg is highest. Pull with both arms and lean to the side of your bottom leg as you lift your top leg really high and hook back behind the knee. This next bit's a little bit of a thread through, take your head and bottom shoulder as low as possible and try and lean into the floor. Your bottom hand is going to come off and it's going to come behind your bottom knee, and for now just hover this hand. Tuck your head chin to chest and you're going to try to take both legs off the pole. The bottom leg loosens and you need to take your foot the other side of the pole. As you tuck your head chin to chest, you need to take your top hand off so that your leg can move past the pole. Take this hand back on the pole so your thumb is down again in a cup grip. Your top leg just straightens up, so the top leg's hopefully super easy. And then you can straighten out both legs. Here you're pulling with both arms, tucking your head chin to chest like we did before in the leg ways. Pull with your hands and lift both legs up super straight to a candlestick position, so push your hips forward and squeeze your bum. To land, bend the same leg as your bottom arm, bringing your knee down towards the floor, and lean to this side. Allow yourself to land on this leg first, and as you do, change your top hand to a thumb up grip. As you lift your head, keep your lifted leg off the floor and take it in the gap between your outside leg and the pole. At the same time, take your bottom hand off the pole. Slide your top hand up nice and high, thumb up, and you're going to pull. Your body and your hips are in line with the pole. Your inside leg is bent at the knee and it is forward, and your outside leg is on the floor bent at the knee. Your top arm, your inside arm, is thumb up and pulling. So here we're in our final lunge position. We have two versions here, one easier and one harder. But you will definitely be able to do at least one of these. The first position is the same for both moves. Push your hips forward in the lunge as you start to take your outside hand towards the base of the pole. It won't be able to touch the pole yet. Lift your outside leg up and bring your outside leg to meet your inside leg. Look at the base of the pole and you should now be able to take your outside hand on the base of the pole, and the pole should be between your thumb and fingers. Push with this hand. Slide your top hand down the pole so you're still thumb up and still pulling. So this position is the same for both moves. Version 1, look at the floor, push through your legs and straighten up your legs and swivel your hips to face the floor. Keep the same foot as your bottom hand on the floor and lift your other leg up in a nice big circle. Take it past your hips and then over your hips in a little straddle. Step this foot down towards the floor, swivel your hips to the side of your top arm. Look up towards the ceiling as you take your outside hand off of the floor and step up to finish. So that's our easier version. This move is a mixture of a cartwheel and a handspring and a handstand, so make sure you are strong in those moves before trying this one. Step the same leg as the top arm out nice and straight, and you're going to push off of the same leg as the bottom arm, so keep that leg bent. Slightly twist your hips towards the floor and keep looking at the floor. As you push off the same leg as the bottom arm, kick the same leg as the top arm up first, followed by the other leg. You want to move your legs in a cartwheel position, so you have a nice big gap between the legs. When your hips lift really high and you feel like you're balanced, keep that first leg still. Your second leg is then going to come up and meet your first leg in a pike position. So here you're pulling with the top arm, pushing with the bottom arm, and you should be quite balanced. To come out, look towards the floor, and you can really slowly bring your feet down towards the floor. Take your bottom hand off of the floor as you stand up, and rotate your top hand down and let go to finish. The last position in this combo is quite a difficult position unless you go for version 1, but hopefully you'll find the rest of the moves in this combo really nice and straightforward. Of course, if you feel safe and confident in that last move, then hopefully you'll bust it out too. I'd love to see you performing this routine, so please tag me when you do it. If you want inspiration for more combos you can do on the pole, check out our 6 combos from a butterfly video. Thanks for watching, bye now!